That open. Email. You're not being helpful, so you can go away. You can go away. Okay. Zoom is open. Okay. I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna say it's me.
Hey. Oh, look at you guys in your reds. Power colors.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I'll share the screen from there.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and call this meeting to order. We could start with a roll call, please.
Director Leach,
I'm here.
Director Morales, Director Jeffries, here. Director Stanisek.
Here.
Thank you. We have quorum.
Awesome. If we could stand and do the pledge. Bubbles back there. Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved. I'll second.
Any discussion on that?
Director Morales.
Aye.
Director Jeffries. Aye. Director Leach.
Aye.
Director Stanisek.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay. Do we have any public comments?
We don't have anyone listed on Zoom raising their hand. I don't have anything via email, so it's up to the audience.
Okay, at this point, if anybody would like to make any public comments, you can just raise your hand and I'll give you a few minutes to speak. If not, when we get to your agenda item, you're also welcome to make any public comments at that point. Would anybody like to give any comments right now? Okay, seeing none. Go ahead and move on. We'll close public comments at this point. Moving on to consent items. Can I have a motion to approve the consent items as written?
So moved. I'll second.
Any discussion?
Nope.
I just had a quick comment. I'll try not to take too much time, but I did notice that the wellness center, obviously you guys are really busy over there. It seemed like a record-breaking month. A lot of stuff going on, and Rachel, your report as well, a lot of doings out there. So I just wanted to commend both of you for the work that you put in March, and I really appreciate the momentum that we're getting over there and with a lot of our programming. So it's a real testament to the staff. So thanks for everybody. Thank you.
Thanks.
Go ahead, do a vote.
Director Morales.
Aye.
Director Jeffries.
Aye.
Director Leach.
Aye.
Director Stanisek.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, so we'll move on to discussion and possible action items. Obviously, we have a lot of you here that are probably interested in E1. So we'll go ahead and we'll commence some of that discussion. We obviously have already looked at the grants and put in our scores. So everybody has that all here. Before we open up, I guess, discussion on the grants themselves, I wanted to give a moment to the treasurer, Director Jeffries, and any comments you have on the amounts that we're looking for. As far as I know, we have a draft budget coming out. Definitely take any advisement that you have as far as the financial side.
We've set a goal of 500,000 expenditures for this year. That's what is in our budget.
Okay. Excellent. Alrighty, Rachel, you want to just open it up to discussion?
It's really up to you if you want to follow our basic process. It's been generally to look at your top third, which you all generally had consensus on, to agree if you want to approve those funds, if you want to approve with any potential discussion around amending amounts. You can do that, and then typically you would go to the second set, same process, decide if you want to pull any specific for discussion. And then you can decide if there's anything out of the third group that you want to discuss. Usually you take your top third though and decide fund in full or have a discussion on any partial amounts, anything of that sort.
I would, I guess, make a motion to, approve in principle the green section, and, we can kind of discuss amounts, later, if that's okay. I think that, we'd all like to kind of try to fit the grant amounts in with that budget amount and not just kind of approve them all as written. So, that would be my motion, the green section, and we can discuss amounts at a later time.
I'll second your motion.
Any discussion?
No.
Anything? No? Okay,
So this motion would be to approve in principle the top third in green, but to have additional conversation regarding any potential amended amounts. Is that correct?
that's correct.
Correct?
Director Leach,
Aye.
Director Jeffries. Aye. Director Mroz.
Aye.
Director Standisek.
Aye.
Thank you.
Excellent. And just to clarify, the amount requested here in the green is 296, 138.
Correct.
Keep that in mind. The second section, there's definitely some good programs in there as well. A couple new programs and some ongoing programs that we've been funding. So would anybody like to discuss any of the programs, or these ones are a little bit less, and maybe if we could have a little bit of discussion on this, if anybody has any comments?
I'd like to make some comments. Thank you. Thank you, President Leach. I just wanted to make a couple of observations about proportionality. I thoroughly agree with the action we're taking on accepting the green. I do want to make note of that the census for our area for people 65 years and older is 19%. And the funding that's asked for is 22% of our 500,000 at 198,800. That's not a critique, it's just a reality that we need to look at.
Yeah.
I also want to speak to the allocation to one of our partners, Foundation for Senior Care, with you 100%. Their current asking level is 26% of our total $500,000. And I would like us to consider that proportionality, that 1/4 of our resources would go to one partner.
Yeah.
We might want to make some adjustments there.
I would definitely agree with that for sure.
Thank you. And I'm hoping our yellow ends at a $529,000 amount, which is $30,000 over our allocation. I'm hoping with some adjustments, we can fund the Vista Community Clinic for their program, the Ponder Popula. The reasons for that, is it appropriate for me to give my reasons?
Absolutely.
Okay. The reasons for that is 40% of our folks in our service area are Latino, and many of those people speak Spanish. And many of those people have health issues that need tending to. So the reason why I think this would be a nice complement to a lot of things we're doing, plus give us a wide wing spread with Spanish language, is that it's a community outreach health program. And it's already established in Vista. We know it works. Actually, it's established all over the United States since 1950, which gives longevity. It is for low-income people who speak English and Spanish. It would be outreach to those folks. It has a fantastic volunteer component. I'm sure you saw it. It's like a pebble in the pond, volunteer ring, volunteer ring, volunteer ring. So the health workers train health volunteers to go out and get the word out about health issues. So I think that's a enduring aspect of it, and it's not so dependent upon paid staff. So I would hope that we could include the Vista Community Clinic, Poder Popular, in our 500,000 if we make some adjustments.
Sure, thank you.
Mhm.
Director Ross, any comments? Anything stand out to you? A lot of applications.
I know, it was really challenging to review. There were over 23 applications to, consider. And, I've been on the board for my 14th year, and it doesn't get any easier because the ideas, the intentions, the goodwill are all there. It's just that there's not enough money to go around to make everybody happy. And we have to allocate what is, deemed most worthy to provide services to our district area, Fallbrook, Barnstable, Duluth, and Rainbow. Initially, in the past, a lot of these entities got startup money to get their programs up and running, and it was well spent, and they have developed and grown. But we were warned a number of years ago by former President Abbott at the time that we were going to be looked at very severely by the government with regard to how we looked at our grants. So they had to meet specific criteria. So if it seems that it's gotten more difficult to put the applications together to make these funds available, you're not mistaken. It has, because the scrutiny is there. But this is our transparency. This is not our money. It's the taxpayers' money. But so with regard to that, I just want to say, all of them are marvelous ideas. They're all worthy of consideration. It's just that there's only so much that we can do in certain areas. So we encourage you to continue to be a community partner with us. Let us work with you and let us help you. Let us reach out, because together we build stronger communities. So don't be discouraged if you can't get the entire amount delivered, or if it's been reduced or whatever. The fact is, we are all working together to make it a better community. And I thank each and every one of you for the programs that you participate in and being community partners with the healthcare district. So thank you.
Thank you. Director Stanisek, do you have any comments on any of these?
Yeah, just being my second time through this process, I will first say that I was impressed with the quality of the applications versus what I saw last year. I think everybody's done a real great job of pulling together the answers to the questions we were looking for, which makes this obviously a difficult discussion. I'm in support of looking at the rebalancing a little bit to try to capture the yellow. I think we have pretty good alignment, though, which was good to see across all of the applications in terms of the grading and the way they're stacked. And again, we have to cut the line somewhere, but again, I was impressed with the applications, and there's a lot of great programs here, and we have to continue to focus on the programs that have the, broadest impact across all of the areas we serve, as well as directly tied to our vision and mission. So, thank you.
Thank you. Alrighty. Well, for myself, I would just echo the board members' comments about the grants. I thought it was a lot of good grants. I think that we think that a lot of the programs that are out there and a lot of what you're striving to do is the same sort of stuff that we're striving to do. So we definitely appreciate your putting in the applications and the time that you put in as far as that goes. I would also just say that we have a great staff here, and we're looking to do a lot of programming on our own at the Wellness Center. And our staff is looking to partner with different programs. So if you have programming that potentially partners with something that we're doing, or something that could be facilitated at one of our facilities, we're always kind of open to that discussion. So I'd always bring those sort of discussions to our staff. So with that said, I would also agree with Director Jeffries as far as the percentages with the Foundation for Senior Care. I think it's a good program. I think a lot of what they do is very valuable, but the amount requested, I think, is too high for my opinion. I would possibly pull 18 number 18 from the list. I'm not sure how everybody feels about that, but it's 42,000 for senior care advocacy. I thought that maybe it was a little bit unclear to me as far as what the whole objective of the program or how beneficial it is. I would be, potentially in favor of pulling that one. Also, number 23, Voices for Children. I wasn't a huge fan of that one. So, I would make a motion to approve all of those, but 18 and 23, and potentially discuss amounts afterwards. Think about that. That'd be my motion.
Okay, and say your motion again for me.
To approve all the yellow except for 18 and 23 and discuss amounts afterwards.
Okay. I'll second that motion.
Discussion. Yeah.
Hi, I'm sorry, is there an opportunity for public comment? I'm with Voices for Children 23. So this is an agenda item. I'm happy to answer any
Absolutely.
questions or address any concerns that you all might have about the application.
I don't have any specific questions. I don't know if anybody does, but I would, if you have any comments, you're welcome to take a few minutes to make them or advocate for the program, I guess, for sure.
Sure. So Voices for Children is a nonprofit organization that is the only nonprofit of its kind in San Diego County. We are the court-appointed special advocate or CASA program. So that means that we train community volunteers who advocate for children who have been removed from their homes due to abuse or neglect, which is a significant public health issue, and then provide them with caring, consistent adult support, as well as very specific advocacy during their time in the foster care system. So each of our volunteers are supported by a paid professional member of our staff. From the child's perspective, the benefit is the caring, consistent adult, of course, but in terms of helping and supporting the child and the county manage their complex health needs, CASA volunteers make observations in real time about the child's health and well-being, as well as provide formal reports to the judges who are making decisions about everything from eyeglasses to psychotropic medications to monitoring whether or not the child is receiving the primary and specialty care that they're entitled to receive. Each year, about 50 children in the district spend time in foster care. This year, we've served half of those children through our CASA program. We expect to serve at least 18, if not as many children as we're serving this year in the coming fiscal year. And so the funds that we've requested will support the resources necessary to provide training and then the professional supervision to the volunteers who are collecting and reporting on that health information for about a third of those children. So we'd appreciate your consideration.
Understood. Any questions? I appreciate your advocacy. Just a question. Do you have how many current volunteers do you have in Fallbrook, or what's the range that you guys have in our district?
Sure. So we have 12 to 14 volunteers living in the district at any given time. My name is Jessica Munoz. I'm the CEO and I live in the district, actually.
Okay.
We serve the whole county. And so when you consider too that volunteers will serve sibling groups, that number of volunteers is commensurate with the need. We always need more volunteers because new children throughout the county, including North County and the Fallbrook community, are entering foster care every day. But while 12 may seem like a small number, it reflects the proportional number of children countywide that we're serving.
Understood. Thank you.
I would like to add, I am a CASA involved.
Oh, understood. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, it seems like a good program. Obviously, like hitting, I guess, all the demographics is important for us. Do we have a total on the amount of youth programs that are in the top 2 tiers?
Well, the youth programs, as I tallied it up, was 80,000. And if we take it's the Boys and Girls Club and those things, right? So removing 15,000 from it even lessens the amount we're giving to youth and a particularly vulnerable group of youth.
Yeah,
And so, I would support keeping CASA in the mix, actually.
good. I would, I'll withdraw my motion. If I could, get a motion to approve all but 18 and then discuss, funding afterwards.
I have a comment. So you said you were a little unclear about what the program objective is for senior care advocacy. So we've been around for a really long time. Referral and support advocacy is what we do. So we help connect seniors with resources and do all the handholding and case management to help them navigate whatever challenges they're dealing with. And we're actually one of the referral partners that work closely with the community wellness center to help seniors navigate those resources. So we serve about 1,200 seniors a year, and we're expecting to see that number grow because of the challenges with housing and homelessness and isolation. So the number is only going to grow. So I think that even then, the impact is still great.
I appreciate that. Yeah, no, I am very familiar with the foundation and a lot of the programs that we funded over the years. I think it's a great organization, but I would echo, some of what the other board members said about the proportionality. I don't really feel comfortable with, funding one organization in the entire community and using, 25% of our budget in order to do it. I think that there might be some duplication as far as the advocacy and other programs like the door to door. I think that's similar case management sort of deal. And I think that the board as a whole wants to support you guys, but again, like we have to figure out how to make it work in our budget and with everything else. So, yeah,
Just to comment, may I ask Rachel a question?
absolutely.
Thank you. Rachel, the Foundation for Senior Care has 4 programs in the mix here, am I correct?
Correct.
Would this be a way forward? Could we gain the amount of money we need from, to make our yellow? And for the 4 programs, whatever that total is, instead of maybe taking some from each, could we work with the Foundation for Senior Care to give them a lump sum that could be reallocated proportionally to the programs that they would like to fund?
Yeah, we do have precedents. We did that, 2 years ago. I think we did the same, thing 2 years ago when we were looking at, budgeted amounts. So you could say instead of each program receiving, doing the math today, you could say some certain specific amount. I could work with the foundation to make sure that that is clarified across their grant impact reporting.
So I'm figuring out
Marcus.
if we allocated $102,600 to Senior Foundation Care for distribution among their 4 programs, we would gain what we need to fund yellow and green. If that's too much, let's look at other places to cut. I do notice that alleviating hunger in Greater Fallbrook at 85,000 is a healthy chunk. Now they serve everybody, families and kids and elders, and,
Understood. Well, if there's, I guess, the inclination of the board to try to approve that program and maybe change the amounts, maybe we can just approve again, these ones in spirit and then discuss amounts in the next round, if that's okay.
Sure.
And then, I think a lot of it's much based. I wouldn't be super opposed to funding a set amount. I think that maybe 102 might be a little high, but I would be open to maybe cutting each one by a 20% or, I don't know what that would be, but kind of looking at some sort of amount there. But I guess I'll just make the motion to approve the yellow and then we'll discuss
And
amounts.
Okay. And then I think, Mike, did you have a,
Yeah, I had just a quick question. I don't know if there's enough people from the senior center to represent, but do they have a sense for the prioritized list that they've presented here in terms of how they would prioritize the need?
for the Foundation for Senior Care?
Correct, those 4 programs.
How would we prioritize the need for those photo programs?
Yeah, I mean, stack from 1 to 4, which are the most important? You know,
Yeah,
help us
so
understand.
transportation would be number 1. The senior care advocacy would actually be number 2, and then door through door in the adult daycare. At least that's the order that I would prioritize them.
Okay, thank you.
So is there a motion on the floor and seconded? Do you want to approve the yellow? Did we already do that?
I don't think
We don't have a full motion on the board yet.
Okay,
Okay, well,
Trying to keep
I would make that motion, just yellow, same process as last time, we'll discuss amounts, it seems like, there's a desire to kind of discuss some of these programs and the amounts, I'd be comfortable with that.
okay, I'll second that.
Okay, so the official motion is, Bill is making the motion to approve, the grants in the yellow section, in principle with some discussion regarding amounts, and Director Jeffries has seconded. Correct? Correct. Okay.
Director Morales. Aye. Director Jeffries.
Aye.
Director Leach.
Aye.
Director Stanisik.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, awesome, so, yeah, so we have the red next. So I would just say these red scores are the lowest ones. We're already kind of, pinching pennies here on our budget. Would any of the board members want to advocate for any of these programs or, discuss potentially funding them? No.
Do we have any comment?
Yeah, please.
Hi, I'm Kirk Whistler with Empowering Latino Futures, and the name's wrong on the list here. I know we're relatively new to Fallbrook, but over the last 25 years, we've held 72 Latino book and family festivals around the United States with a major focus on health within them. And with those events, we looked at doing that here in Fallbrook in the fall, specifically to bring more Latinos into the registered healthcare system. Here in Fallbrook, Latinos are 5 times as likely to not have healthcare as non-Latinos. Huge gap there. And we will have, like the community clinic is one of our partners that we bring in, but we bring in a whole bunch of different entities for these events. And so it's a way to really get a whole variety of stuff. I know you guys had a lot of good proposals to go through, but I was amazed when we were let second on the bottom. I am insulted, is really where I am. What we're trying to do is amazing. And when I saw this, I just wanted to cry because it is insulting. What do we get feedback at all on where we failed in your eyes?
Sure, I'll give some feedback. Are you
Sure.
done with your comments?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that, again, like, it seems like, it's commendable what you're trying to do. It just didn't quite kind of fit our criteria. I think that, if you're looking to, promote health in the Latino community, I think that we're also trying to do that. I think we have, health fair in the fall. We would definitely, welcome your input, we are doing a lot of programming over at our wellness center. So I would just say, my advice would be to partner with our staff and maybe try to look to promote, your program and your advocacy in that sort of way. I don't know.
And over the years, we have, this board has put funding together for Fallbrook
Family Health Center?
Fallbrook Family Health Center, which has grown exponentially. It just, they were little pockets of doctors and Latino families that were getting care. And we made a concerted effort to get them all in one place where they could get all of their services, and they ended up next to Northgate Market. And it's grown over the years, and they've had wonderful programs and a wonderful outreach. And we've seen a great response from our Latino members in our community. We provide our information in English and in Spanish, and we open the Wellness Center to programs for all. And if there's interpreters needed or whatever, we try to accommodate that. I feel your passion. I don't want you to give up on the goal that you're trying to achieve, because it's noble. This is just about the financial responsibility that we have to the community for the grant process. And we're looking at duplication of services. We're looking at future partners. We're looking at what general areas are serviced, because our district is Fallbrook, Bonsall, Duluth, and Rainbow.
Yeah.
And the number that is, served within these programs. So it's not that we're looking at this and rejecting it and saying, no, it's a bad idea, or that you're not worthy of it. It's just that the criteria that we need to respond to in order to give it the priority to receive the funding allotment, not necessarily that dollar that is requested, but what we can responsibly allocate, because the Wellness Center was created to be able to provide a uniform place for all of our grant recipients, all of our community members to come and utilize it as a wellness center, because we don't have a hospital.
Exactly.
And it's like our fire department. North County Fire has been our first responder partner, and they've had one heck of a time since the hospital's closed. And yet we would do anything for them, and if we can help in any way, we can, and we will. But it's challenging because the community's growing. It really is. We understand it. Seniors aren't getting any younger, and the kids keep coming and coming, and we need to try to balance it all. So with that, we ask you for your understanding. Work with us. We'll work with you. We may not be able to write that big check that you want, but we're not going to say no completely to something that's a worthy cause that's going to benefit our community. So I thank you for your passion and for submitting the grant request.
Thank you.
I would just add, personally too, I have, I guess, a hesitancy to, approve race-based programs. I'm all in favor of, helping.
Ours are open to everybody. Ours are open to everybody.
Yeah, well, again.
And over 900,000 people have attended our events. And that's why we specifically wanted to focus one here in Fallbrook.
Yeah. Well, again, I'm in favor of empowering all families, so I appreciate your passion and, look forward to maybe putting it into your application, next time. Any, other, I guess, feedback, anything from the,
I want
public
to add to
comments?
that comment, because we had included Fallbrook, Bonsall, and Rainbow, because we were focusing a lot on the farm workers that are out there in our communities that don't have access to the healthcare that they need. So we were gonna bring in people that have vaccine clinics, that have dental clinics, these organizations that some of these underserved communities and underrepresented people don't have access to. So we were hoping to have, Bañecitos bring bus people over. We've already talked to Palomar College. They were going to let us have the health fair there. We're trying to find a central location that's going to help not just Fallbrook Latinos. And the reason we had that is because we really wanted it to be bilingual and have these, because they can go to these places and find out all this information, but they're not gonna find out specifically 5% of Latinos, 50% of Latinos have diabetes. So you guys need to get checked for diabetes. So we were hoping to serve a lot of the farm workers and the communities that are out there that don't necessarily get all of the information and access to healthcare. So if they come to this vaccine clinic, they can get their vaccine, or you get your dental work done, you gotta get a follow-up. Okay, here, we're gonna get you an appointment right away and then start their actual healthcare.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that.
So we
yeah,
weren't,
for
it
sure.
wasn't just specifically the Latino community, we're just targeting them because we're hoping that we can open doors for them that aren't always necessarily open.
Understood. No, I appreciate that. You know, I think it's a worthy cause and I think that it's something that we, our staff have been working on. I mean, in our health fair, I think we did, dental screenings and vaccines and, we have, some bilingual staff. So it's definitely been, a mission of ours to try to reach out, and the same thing with the farm workers. I think we've done different programs over there as well. So, we're, you know, in favor of a lot of that. So I mean, you know, unfortunately, the grant didn't get scored high enough for us to really consider. But I would recommend kind of getting with the staff and like when we have our health fair in fall, maybe you guys can help with that, or, you know, I'm not sure. But I would certainly direct you to staff and see if there's anything that we can do and work together to kind of reach the same goals. Anyone else? Yes, ma'am, go ahead.
Hi, good evening. My name is Carla Ibarra. I'm with the Fallbrook Land Conservancy. First, I commend you all. You have a very tough job. We scored fairly low, and I can probably imagine why. Our program is incredibly difficult to measure. And I understand how difficult that is to put on paper and for you all to understand. And I would be happy in the future if the board would like a presentation from the Land Conservancy about what we offer and about how nature-based healthcare solutions play such an important role, not only in our community, but other communities. Physical health, mental health, and social health. Just being outside, connecting with nature, connecting with other friendly faces, whether you know them or not, has proven scientific benefits for health and well-being. And obviously that was not translated well in our grant application, but I would be more than happy to discuss that with any of you in the future, at any time. So I appreciate your time.
May I ask how long you've been in existence?
Since 1988.
1988?
Yes, ma'am. So our trails, mostly Los Salgueros Preserve off of South Mission Road and Montserrat Mountain Preserve on the east side of I-15 are our two most popular preserves. And we see over 60,000 hiking trips per year on each of those preserves. So just those two preserves alone encompass over 120,000 hiking trips. That's a lot of people. That's not necessarily 120,000 people, right? Because some people go every single day. It's their gym, it's their social hour, it's their stress relief, it's all of those things. And formed in 1988, we never anticipated the growth that we have. We never anticipated there would be that many people in Fallbrook running up and down a trail. So it has hit us hard. We're working, we're fundraising. You know, people don't really want to fund endowments to manage trails. So we are doing our best, but it is a huge impact on us. Not only that maintenance for those trails, but also engaging the community in those trails. And we offer wellness walks and guided hikes to try to engage the community more. A lot of people maybe don't feel safe coming out on the trails the first time on their own. So we offer those hikes to try to engage the community, and we have a pretty good response to those. So a lot of first timers out on the trails, and now they're engaged, they want to go back out on their own, and they're comfortable to go back out on their own. We have a lot of really great stories from people, especially during COVID when the gyms were closed, right? They didn't have anywhere to go, but the trails were open. We have stories from, you know, the person who needed to lose hundreds of pounds and didn't want to go to the gym and feel that shame. So they went out and hiked. Moms postpartum who weren't comfortable going back to the gym and needed to take their baby with them. So they walk Los Salgueros and push the stroller, or, you know, push the stroller up Heller's Bend Preserve. So there's a lot of different things. And I hope the next year we can do a little bit better in our description. But again, I would be more than happy to discuss with any of you or provide more information and studies. And I know it's not fun to read like NIH studies and stuff, but maybe you enjoy that. But it's out there. So thank you so much. Thank you, Carla.
Thank you. Yeah, so I've used those trails a lot of times. I might have gone out there 120,000 times just myself. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Montserrat Mountain's a lot of fun out there. I appreciate your offer. I think that would be great. Maybe come back in the future and give a presentation to the board about some of the programming. I think that, you know, I definitely agree with the science behind getting out and, you know, getting physical outdoors. I think that's a great, I think they're great assets in the community. So I definitely welcome you back. And, you know, obviously the grant scored what it scored, but I think that that's a that's a pretty good approach. And for anybody that, I guess if you got a low score, it'd probably be a good idea to, you know, bring it forward, try to come in, introduce your program to the board. It might clear up any questions ahead of time, or kind of show the board the impact of your program. So I definitely welcome you back, and maybe talk to the staff, because I'm sure that there's some partnerships that we could have as far as wellness walks and stuff like that. So thanks for coming out. Thank you.
Thank you.
The man in the back first. Go ahead. Yeah.
I'm Linda from Divine Path, and you guys seeded our program when we started in 2019, I believe. And I just want to say thank you, because our program has arrived and our students are thriving, they're healthy, and they're moving, and because of you guys, so thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Good job.
Good, yes, please. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Shay with the Fallbrook Food Pantry, and just like the Land Conservancy, I would love the opportunity to present what our Rooted in Wellness programs are. I know that just maybe even hearing the name might feel that there's some conflict of interest or some crossover with what the Wellness Center is actually doing, but in fact, we've actually worked very closely with Rachel and Teresa to make sure that that isn't happening. We are doing classes at the Wellness Center. We've been doing that consistently for the last 2 years with summer programs with Boys and Girls Club. We just built out the garden beds that are over on their property right now. So we work very closely with you guys, and we're extremely grateful for the land that you guys have provided us and the opportunities that we'll get to have moving forward with what our goals are with our Rooted in Wellness program. Just to give you a little snapshot of what the successes have been. So when we started it in 2021, I believe, you guys did fund us. We've yet to receive funds since then, but we have been able to kind of carve a path to start to get some momentum going with them. And in 2023, we had over 25,000 student hours of people participating in our health and wellness classes that range from diabetes prevention and management, CHOP, which actually stands for Childhood Obesity Prevention. And that is a kids program, cooking program that has 3 phases: the youth, elementary school, junior high, and then high school. And our high school kids, the program is actually designed to give them a skill set for culinary arts, to either dream to go to college, which we've created scholarship programs for those kids to compete, which is our Dine and Dash program. And actually this June 1st, we're hosting it again for our 2nd year, and we will have 4 contestants that will win actually scholarships to go to college. So the programs, we have a lot of them, and they're very extensive. And to be able to, in short little paragraphs of 300 words or whatever that were allotted, it's very difficult to give you guys a very clear understanding of what they are, what they do, and how our success stories are really proving to be extraordinary. So I too would like that opportunity to come and present and show you statistics and show you photos, and even invite you to go to Bonsall. We're in all the schools in Bonsall. We're at IUB now. We're Fallbrook High School. We're doing a lot on Pollard Reservation. We're actually actively at 10 different locations in Greater Fallbrook right now, conducting over 35 classes every week. So there's a lot, but it's really good stuff. And I would really love the opportunity to really bring you in and see it with your own eyes, even if that's going to a location and actually witnessing one of the classes. That could be really beneficial as well.
That would be great. Yeah, thank you. We appreciate that. I think anything, more information, more studies, seeing stuff about how the program works is definitely helpful. So thank you.
Thank you.
That'd be great. Anybody else? No one wants. Okay. So I would make a motion to just, I guess, dispense with the bottom third and move on to discuss the rest.
Second,
I'll second.
and I'll just reiterate that motion by Bill and seconded by Jennifer, is to dismiss consideration of the final third marked in red for these grants for this year.
Yes.
Okay.
Director Leach,
Aye.
Director Jeffries.
Aye.
Director Bronze. Director Stanisek. Thank you.
You're reading his lips.
Yeah.
You were muted, Mike, but we read your mouth.
We got you.
Yeah.
So I would just reiterate to any of the groups that didn't get funded, please, reach out, give us more information, work with our staff. We could definitely partner with a lot of the groups and we definitely welcome you to come present about your program. So moving on to funding amounts. So the total amount of grants approved here is sitting at $529,627.54. Do we have any recommendations? I would open it up to the board to discuss and put forth any ideas that you have. Director Stanisek, you have anything?
No, I think what we had talked about is maybe reducing some of the foundation senior care categories to cover that gap. I think that makes sense. Or the alternative is that that gap can be covered with our budget. But I think we have a target we're trying to hit, and I think we should stay to that.
Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, no, I agree with the budget. I think that in years past, when we didn't have as much going on, we wanted to try to fund to the highest level possible and put all that money out in the community. At this point, with our wellness center going full bore and all the programs and the staff that we have there, I think that we definitely have a lot of synergy going, and I would definitely feel comfortable staying around that 500,000 range. Any how about 20% off the foundation? How much is that?
Okay,
Could we scroll the screen down a little bit, please?
Certainly.
Thank you. Perfect,
Are you
thanks.
now, I hope,
Yes.
that would be a reduction of 26,500, which gets us very close. We need about $5,000 more. Are you checking my math?
I was, yes.
Okay,
Trying to keep up.
and
What do we know what the amount is? Are you
Well,
close?
no, she's
Oh, is that
exactly right.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
27,
How about 25% off? Does that get us there?
That's 33. 150.
I would make a motion to just approve those foundation for senior care grants at that reduced by 25% amount by each one.
and allow them to distribute among the 4 programs on their own.
Well, let me ask, how would you guys do that scenario if we were to reduce by 25%, like the total amount? Would you guys just reduce each program, or would you have to kind of shuffle some things around there?
I would appreciate if you guys give us the flexibility to allocate as needed.
I would agree with Perla. I think that if we went ahead and awarded as a lump sum, Perla and I can work out specifically in their grant reporting, how they would be able to report on all 4 programs within that funding threshold.
Okay. I'm comfortable with that. That's fine with me. What's a second on that?
Public comment. Public comment.
Do you want me to do a second or just let her go right now? Yeah, let her. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
I would just like to advocate on behalf of the foundation. Why can't, it is a small amount, it's only like $4,000. Why can't you just say the 29,000 would be absorbed and allocated through instead of 5% each? Just take the dollar that you're trying to get to and give that extra money versus 32,000, take it only at 29,000.
Yeah, I appreciate that thought. I think that I would be more comfortable with doing what I suggested, but I appreciate that. You know, again, I think it's a good program. I think, if you look historically, we've funded it. I mean, I flew out to Sacramento to talk about the door-to-door program, like probably 5, 6 years ago at this point. So, definitely, appreciate what you guys do over there. And, I have a lot of love for the seniors in Fallbrook, and for sure, I think that as, Director Jeffries mentioned, we have to kind of look at, the demographics that we have in town. And, it's tough. Some years we have like, I think at one point it was maybe 40% of the grant funds requested were for senior groups, and it was like 5% for youth groups or something. So we've done a lot of, outreach, over the years, and trying to advocate for, getting a diverse, range of programs. And, I certainly appreciate what you guys do over there, and hope that, it continues, but that's kind of.
And I'm not with the foundation, I'm just from the public, I'm from Andrew. I just think they are an exceptional.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. And I would say, just like I've said with several of the other groups, I would really advocate for you guys partnering with our staff and trying to utilize our facilities and anything that we can do, partnership wise. Any of these programs, like Shay, what you were mentioning, the partnerships in the communities, when we see your groups working together with us to do programs, I think that it makes exponential impact out there. So that's really great as a board to see that type of stuff. So, again, I'd reach out to the staff and see what we can do, and, how we can work together in the future. But I appreciate what you guys do out there. Do we have a second on that motion? It was 25% off.
Correct.
And allowing them to have the flexibility to report or work with Rachel to report that. Can I have a second on that?
I'll second.
Barbara beat you to it.
Any further board discussion?
Director Stanisek?
Aye.
Director Leach?
Aye.
Director Jeffrey?
Aye.
Director Morales?
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, so real quick, I guess the implication there is that we would approve all the rest of these in full. Would any board member like to speak out about any of the amounts or request an amount other than what's there? Director Moss, please.
Yes, again, with deep respect and consideration for those applicants for the grant funding for number 22, the RAINS program. And what was the other one? Perhaps, number 1, the Boys and Girls Club Triple Flight. If we're trying to do a reduction of services, reduction of funding, but to support the services, I would consider looking at those 2 programs, because Boys and Girls Club is nationally funded as well.
That's not true.
That's not true. Okay, my mistake.
That's not true.
But we have tremendous support for them, and I'm looking at the benefit throughout the whole, Fallbrook, Gulf and Rainbow. So that's
Which they
one.
serve, yeah.
And then with the RAINS Assisted Mental Health Program, the Equine program, perhaps at a reduced amount, because it's a new program, you cannot predict the outcomes of it. And you don't really know how it's going to develop. And in the past, when it was a new program, we would put in something between a $10,000 to $15,000 seed investment to then show that we supported the program, and then let it develop so that we could have measurable outcomes. And so that's my only concern.
I appreciate that. I guess my thoughts on that is just, again, the diversity of funding, the RAINS program for the mentally disabled community. And, again, kind of looking towards that children's
Don't
also.
want to lose youth. We're already way out of whack on youth.
Yeah, I think that, I think triple play, it's something that we fund all the time, but, it's one of those programs that if you look around the schools around town, it's touching a lot of those kids, so, I definitely, would advocate for full funding of that.
Okay.
Anyone else, Jennifer? Anything?
No, I'm sadly at peace, because I respect those not funded, and reduced funding, but I think we've made the right mix.
Director Stanisek, anything?
No, I just want to echo, I think many of the folks that have expressed interest, come forward and give us additional presentations would be really valuable. I think, when you're reading paper versus actually seeing the programs in action, it does help in some of these cases where maybe the grant didn't completely express the need correctly. I don't know. It's hard to say. We have what we have in front of us. And on many of these, we were funding, personnel versus actual programs. And I think what we've got set up here is a good spread across the community. I think we're also seeing a broader spread versus last year, which is also important. So I am comfortable where we are at this point.
Thank you. Do we have anybody here from grant number 4, Children's Discovery Museum? Okay. I just wanted to say it's nice to see your grant. It's nice to see something different, like for the kids out there. I thought it was a good, looks like an awesome program and something that kind of delivers something for the youth. So I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So we're always looking for more grants and more opportunities to reach other areas. And like several of the board members mentioned, please come out. Any of you guys present your narrative like in person. It's a lot easier to kind of show the impact versus like the grant application. When it's a formal grant application, we try to read into the impact and what it's going to do. So sometimes it's easier to just kind of show us, I would go ahead and make a motion then to approve the remainder of the grants that were already approved in the full funding amount.
So let me try to make sure we're reiterating
Please.
that we are approving the full amounts for the areas in green and yellow, other than that reduction of 25% for the Foundation for Senior Care. All other at full amounts.
Can I have a second?
I'll second.
Any other discussion?
Director Morales.
Aye.
Director Jeffries.
Aye.
Director Leach.
Aye.
Director Stanisek.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, lots of fun. So guys,
You want to take a comfort break and let the people leave?
yes, please. We'll take, if we could take a 5-minute recess, before we discuss the next one. We're welcome to come back if you'd like to. If not, we appreciate you coming out. And yeah, thanks a lot.
He has children. You're either in or you're out.
Yeah, right.
In or out.
By the way, with that change,
Yeah,
they only had 20%.
okay, awesome. Well,
That was 5%.
awesome. Well, thanks everybody for sticking around. We appreciate it. We'll try to finish this meeting out in an entertaining fashion. We have, what are we at here? E2. So this is a consideration of appointment of a new board member to zone number 5. So this is because of Director Brown moving and opening up his spot on the board. This position is for from potentially today until December.
And then November election.
November election. So I have just a little script I'm going to read from, and then we'll kind of get to it. We will now consider nominations for board vacancy in District Zone 5. I would like to go over a few ground rules so everybody understands the process. While this is an open meeting and each one of the applicants are free to watch other applicants, we only have one applicant, so if you're empowered, you're free to watch the entire proceedings. So I'll just kind of dispense with that. The board members have reviewed each of the applications, and I have decided the order of the interviews. Howard, you'll be first. Once the interviews are completed, the applicants will, yeah, that's not applicable. So basically, we'll ask, we've reviewed Howard's application here. I'll open it up to the board to ask a few questions for Mr. Salmon. And then we can look at potentially a nomination to appoint for the rest of the term. I think most of us here know Howard. Howard served on the board for 8 years. So he definitely has some experience in this regard, and he knows a little bit about what we're doing here for sure. So I wanted to thank you first for putting in your application. It's great to see people apply for positions like this. Sometimes it's very difficult for us to get really qualified candidates, and I think you're definitely a qualified candidate. Roy, I'd also appreciate, I saw that you had initially put in your application and you had interest in the position, and that you had pulled your application in favor of Howard. So I appreciate again, like taking the time to put in your application. And I think that had you continued with the nomination, I think you would also be a strong candidate and somebody that obviously knows what's going on here in the health district and like in the community. So I will open it up to my directors. We have a list of suggested questions. You're welcome to ask one of those, or if you have something else that you'd like to ask, that's, totally fine.
Could I get Howard to come up so we're not looking around trying to get him to come up front? Get in the hot seat
Get in
here.
the hot seat, man.
Thank you.
Would you like the podium?
Or yeah, you can sit. You don't have to
No,
stand.
I've been sitting a long time.
So actually, what I'll do is, Howard, I don't know if you want to give like a quick statement before we ask questions. I'll give you like a minute or so. You say whatever you'd like, and then I'll just go through the board. We'll ask our questions, and then we'll kind of go from there. So
I didn't realize I was gonna be the entertainment.
we're hoping.
So appreciate it. I know all of you have received the letter that I sent, and more than happy to talk about that, but I would like to elaborate on a couple of things that isn't in there. I am so impressed with what has occurred since I left the board. And Bill, you wrote a great statement in the annual report, and all of the things that you have accomplished, all of you, has just been wonderful. And I just congratulate every one of you. I can personally say that I've enjoyed participating in 3 of the Wellness Center's programs. In fact, today I did Tai Chi, and Friday I'm going to be with Bianca and we'll be doing the life change. And so I can personally tell you how wonderful this program is and how the community has really benefited. It's just, we had our speaker talk about a program almost brings me to tears to think about all that you have done in that amount of time. And then, of course, I had the opportunity to look at the strategic plan, and I thought, wow. And I believe you'll do it, and I'd love to be a part of it. And so I am applying, and I hope you will accept my candidacy to join you.
Awesome. Thank you, Howard. I'll just go in order. Director Moraz, do you have any questions that you'd like to ask?
Well, first, I'd like to say thank you for applying, and it's good to see you again. And I'm just going to fast track this because for the sake of time, I can personally vouch for working with Mr. Salmon. The integrity, the dedication, his focus, his determination to get those damn reports right one way or the other, because we were in a transition, getting a reporting system, and it made life a lot easier for our CEO now, because then we had some bumps that we had to overcome. He stayed the course, and he has an extremely beneficial background that complements what we're doing. Healthcare history, consulting, data, if we needed data for a specific project, if we needed anything at all, Howard instinctivally knew where to go and get it. So he helped us tremendously. So with that,
Thank you.
I believe that your background speaks for itself, that your dedication and your work with us has a wonderful history. And I would be interested as to see what you envision us doing in the near future.
Yeah, well, it's almost hard to add to what you have already adopted in terms of your strategic plan. And I hope it's our strategic plan. But boy, we do this over the next 3 to 5 years, it will be wonderful. I mean, think about when I left, a lot of people just didn't know much about the health district, the wellness center. Now, just about everybody I talk to comments upon what this district is doing. So, Barbara, if we do this, it'll even be that much better.
Thank you. Thank you.
Dr. Jeffries?
So, Howard, we're in a growth spurt,
Mhm.
and growth is exciting and also challenging. And you brought so many skills to your work for 8 years. I'm wondering what you feel your major contribution to the team when we think about different skill sets. As we go through this growth spurt, what do you think your main contribution will be to the board in terms of navigating the good, the bad, and the ugly of growth spurts?
Yeah, that's a tough question. But I have been through growth spurts in the jobs that I've had and worked with hospitals and other health entities who are growing. And the important part of that then is to make sure that you've got the infrastructure, the processes to make sure that those flow smoothly. And I think I can help with that. Yeah.
Thank you. I always thought of you as a systems thinker, sir.
No, thank you very much.
Okay. Well, thank you, Howard, for putting your hat in the ring.
You bet.
Thank you. Director Stanisek? Might be tough to see.
Mike, you're muted.
Hello, Mike.
Hello, I'm back. Sorry.
I hear you're in Tennessee.
Yes, very far away.
Favorite state. Enjoy.
I'm sorry, what was that?
My second favorite state.
Oh, yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's been great to get to know it, and I really appreciate you stepping forward and welcome back to the opportunity. As you stated, we've had a lot of activity and growth this year, and I'm pretty proud of that. And I guess for me, given your history and what you've seen now, and the strategic plan you saw before you, are there any other unmet needs from your perspective that we should be addressing?
And Howard, you may want to step actually closer to the owl for him to hear you.
Yeah.
Ooh, ooh. Ooh.
Actually, Mike, I actually can't think of any. I do know that part of the strategic plan is in a couple of years, again, to do a needs survey and talk with people in the community. And so I think all of us should listen, as we have listened, to what the needs are. And I'm not aware of others that haven't been addressed so far, but look forward to a couple of years from now where we formally would do that survey. But I also know that every one of us in this room listen and talk with others. And I am confident that any of the board or staff, when they say, gee, here's an unmet need, that would be incorporated in things that we'd want to consider.
Okay. Thanks.
Anything else?
You bet.
That's it?
Barbara?
Okay.
No, I was pointing at Bill, you're next.
Okay. So thanks for coming out, Howard. We appreciate it. I appreciate your application and definitely respect your qualifications.
If appointed, do you plan on running in November?
That was the only question that I was prepared for. Yes.
Good deal. Okay. Just another one for me. You were on the board for 8 years, so you obviously saw a lot. And during that time, we sold the hospital. There was a lot of change there. Switched CEOs, probably 3 times in your tenure there. So I was just hoping to get what was your opinion of your biggest accomplishment during your time, and maybe your biggest challenge that you had during that 8 years.
Well, when we talk about mine, we gotta be talking about the entire board. So, but I think the board's biggest achievement, I'm looking at her right now. I think that, of all the people in this room, Rachel has done amazing things. And, so that I think should be all of our proudest moment. The toughest one, you and I went through, and that was the sale of the hospital.
Yeah.
And I remember so distinctly your comments to the mass of people about why that should be done and why they should not have to worry. And I think your comments, while maybe not have convinced everybody, but were right on and it made the board feel like this is absolutely the right thing to do. And the proof is in the pudding, right?
Yeah, I appreciate
But
it.
that was the most difficult time that I can recall, except for grading grants. That is tough.
Yeah, I don't know which one was harder. It's definitely tough when you get there to try and parse out dollars there, but I appreciate that. I don't have any other questions. I'd open it up to public comment. I don't know if the audience, you guys have any comments or anything? Yes, please.
My name is Susan Levis, and I just want to say our community is so fortunate to have someone of your experience and caliber to step up to fill this position, and I just want to say thank you for doing so.
Thank you, Susan. I appreciate that.
Yeah, sure. Tom.
I'm Tom Gruden. I think that we're lucky to have Howard apply for this position. I hope he gets selected.
Thank you, Dan.
Sure.
On behalf of Joan and I, both from the senior center, Fallbrook Senior Center, sitting with Howard on the board there, just delighted that he can represent our community even better by being a part of this community.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you. Okay, I would, at this time, I'd make a motion to appoint Howard.
Yeah, approve the resolution.
All the other.
Be resolved.
What is it?
Resolution 462 appointing.
Second page of your agenda.
Yeah. Okay. Right, oh, there. So I would make a motion of consideration of resolution 462, appointing new director to serve as a representative from Zone 5 of the Board of Directors until the next district general election in November 2024. And I would make my nomination for Howard Salmon.
Thank you, Bill.
I'll second.
Thank you, Barbara.
Any further discussion?
When can you start?
Ready.
I believe it would be tomorrow. I got a list.
Okay.
Director Leach.
Aye.
Director Jeffrey.
Aye.
Director Maraz.
Aye.
Director Stanisek.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay.
In the middle here.
You know what?
There's gotta make They're gonna do the oath
right
now.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Take the-
Oh, no,
No,
you're
no.
gonna, you're in, sorry, Jeff, you're in.
Sorry.
If, for any of you Cub fans, you lost today, the Padres won, so. Sorry. All right, Howard, step over here, or just there, raise your right hand and repeat after me.
I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States.
and the Constitution of the State of California. Did I repeat that?
Yes,
Committed.
it is kind of important.
Okay, and that I take this obligation freely
And I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion.
and that I will well and faithfully,
And I will
well and
faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
upon which I'm about to enter.
upon which I am about to enter.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Howard, I would like to know that the
Only
ACHD
done it
board
100 times.
congratulates you also.
I'm still a little rusty.
They're excited.
That's nice to hear. Thanks.
And you got to say, she's gonna, we got an ordering.
Yep. We have our notary and our resolution and driver's license and IDs and all those things will occur. Yep. Isn't it wonderful to have a notary on staff?
It is on staff.
I need a couple other things.
Yeah. No district for personal use. Just we all heard that, right? No district resources.
Sure. Okay, F, we have any board member comments or items for subsequent meetings? No? Okay, so Director Stanisek, do you have something?
No, I'm just saying, I'm good.
Okay, cool.
Sorry.
I have a list of some of these upcoming committees coming up. I talked to several people already today and invited, if you want to come out and participate in the committee, feel free. We definitely encourage that. So the list is right there. We also have a large calendar of events at the Wellness Center. Please come out and utilize some of our services. Again, reiterating, if your grant didn't get approved, please come back, talk to us about your grant, partner with us, and we'll definitely try to figure it out. Our next board meeting is Wednesday, May 8th at 6 p.m. right here. So we'll welcome you back. I look forward to seeing you guys all back out here. And with that said, we'll go ahead and adjourn. Thank you.